They called me a quiet old rancher and laughed when I tried to warn them they were building on the wrong land. Now, 120 families pay me rent every month just to stay in their homes. Why? Because HOA Karen walked straight into my legal trap. It all started 3 years ago when I sold 40 acres of my land, or at least that's what everyone thought. My name is James Taylor, a rancher and landowner in Texas. My family's owned over 200 acres out here since the 70s. Most of it is rugged, wooded, or hilly, bad for farming, but one section, flat and near the highway, was prime real estate. That's the patch HOA Karen had her eye on. Karen Stafford, president of the local HOA, rolled up to my ranch in a flashy SUV with her developer and lawyer. She wore hot pink, carried a massive designer purse, and spoke like she was running for mayor.
We want to develop a 120-home subdivision right here. We've got big plans, community-minded ideas, and we're offering top dollar. Think of it as making the neighborhood better.
I smiled, nodded, told her I'd think about it. The next day, I agreed, but under one condition. The deal would go through leases and easements, not a full land sale. It was still technically mine. I retained layered control over parts of the land. Access rights, mineral rights, revocable licenses, the works. Karen didn't care.
Whatever, rancher man, just sign the papers.
And I did. Every document reviewed by my legal team, carefully worded and filed tight. Construction began within months. Bulldozers, concrete mixers, foundations being poured. Karen strutted through the mud in heels, showing off her Stafford Springs community blueprints like she was queen of suburbia. They never even noticed that 30% of the homes crossed into land I never authorized them to use. And I didn't tell them, because this was the trap. You see, every foot of that disputed land was documented. Surveys, easements, conditional leases, each one giving me full control. Some were set to expire. Some were purposely vague, all of them legally binding. When the homes were finished and families moved in, I hired a third-party surveyor. The results? Over a third of the subdivision was on land the HOA didn't legally own. That's when I made my move. I drove my beat-up pickup truck to the next HOA meeting and walked into their fancy clubhouse in jeans and a cowboy hat. Karen didn't recognize me at first, until I dropped a stack of maps and deeds onto the table. Here's the thing. About 40 of your new homes are sitting on my land. And the leases? They expired last week. Karen's face turned pale, then red.
This is extortion. You signed the deal.
I did. You just never read it. HOA's lawyers scrambled, but the contracts held. Every clause, every loophole was in my favor. I wasn't just some quiet rancher. I was a patient one. They went to court and lost. The judge ruled in my favor. The HOA had two options: evict 40 families and demolish the homes. Pay me monthly land use fees on every single house that encroached on my property. Guess which one they chose? Now, every month, I receive dozens of checks. Each family through the HOA pays me rent. Karen was ousted as HOA president within weeks. She tried to sue the developer. The developer sued her back. It became a legal circus, and I watched from the sidelines, sipping iced tea. She now lives in a trailer just outside city limits, ranting on Facebook about corrupt landowners and unfair courts. As for me, I sit on my porch, overlooking a subdivision that pays me to exist. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's very important to us. Thanks for watching.